What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another versus video where I take on the hardest contents in the global version of the game. And we do a little bit of story time here too, right? So stick around for that one. First of all, let's talk about the fight itself. We are going to be fighting the Tyrant and the Centurion Blade. Now, honestly, this is my second attempt in this fight. My first attempt included Lightning, Kurosame, and Gladio. Now, the biggest mistake I did was actually bring a Kuja friend unit, which I didn't realize that the Tyrant and the Centurion Blade have double resistance to both Holy and magic based attacks. Now, honestly, I was actually pretty close on beating that fight. I was down to like maybe 15% or less if my memory serves me right. So, you know, even with a handicap, I got pretty close. Let's just put it that way. This fight is just a joke. If you have at least Lightning's LD, just makes this a joke already. If you have her burst, this fight is just, yeah, it's not gonna cause you any troubles. Now, let's talk about some of the mechanics of the fight itself. So, the Tyrant's trigger for the Lufenia orb is using disarmament. So this is after using Forge Blade under a certain HP threshold. So basically, when the Forge Blade dies, or the Centurion Blade as some may call it, basically the timer starts, and basically you need to hit it with thunder based attacks in order for the count to go up by 2. So, in saying that, I actually didn't know this when I actually first attempted this, or even on this second attempt, having these party composition. I didn't really know what triggered the Lufenia orbs for the Tyrant, because on my first attempt, it happened around like below 70%, and then on this attempt, it happened around 60 something percent, which I was scratching my head. I was like, what? I just killed the Centurion Blade and basically the Lufenia orb popped up. So that is that is the trigger for the Lufenia orb. So I guess you try your best to do as much damage as you can. Now the Centurion Blade will also have a counter. Not a Lufenia orb counter, and actually will have it at the start of the fight, and it will only have 5. Now the biggest thing here is it doesn't actually count down during your turns. It only counts down whenever it gets a turn, and that would be 1 orb, 1 tick every time it has a turn. So technically you have like 4 turns to kill it, and that way once you kill it, then the Tyrant will have both Lufenia orb, and then it will summon another Centurion Blade or Forge Blade, whichever it is. I cannot remember the name exactly, but that is how the mechanics works. So the idea here is just bring Thunder element characters, and if you can erase turns, that is the way to go. So if you have a Lion or Quistis that can delay turns, it's gonna be great for you. So yeah, Raijin is your Thunder element enchanter. It should be fine as long as you have him, and he can go with other characters. I mean, Lightning again makes this fight a joke, and if you have her, both her LD and burst, it's over a joke already. It's just gonna make it so much easier. So yeah, so that's why my party composition really consisted of Lightning and Raijin. Raijin is basically there for more safety. Again, I could have done this with Kurosame, but I actually messed up with the friend support. I didn't really pay attention. I actually thought that it didn't have any resistances at all. So yeah, that really stuffed me up. But in the end, it's okay. Went with another run, and you know, it was actually hard to find a friend support that doesn't have Kuja up. Kuja is still like the main support character at this point, so it was actually hard to find someone who has someone else other than Kuja. But anyway, I think the fight itself is not too hard. I think I had more trouble with Neo Bahamut. I think this fight was pretty easy and pretty straightforward. All you need is a thunder element and pretty much a high enough DPS to kill the Centurion Blade when the timer drops down. That's pretty much it. Now, with that out of the way, let's do a little bit of story time, because I do want to ask you guys something. So my question for you guys is this. So my plan to get Lightning's Burst pretty much is going to be around Reno's event. But I do want to still keep trying to get her burst around this time, because I do want to use it as much as I can during the time that she's a synergy character. Now, obviously, I can still use her later down the track, but I do want to play around with the newest toys all the time, and I'm sure a lot of you do. Like when there's something new, you know, you really want to play with that. So I know it's not the quote-unquote best move to actually try to get her burst now, but I still want to. It's a dilemma. So I want to hear you guys' opinion whether I should just wait for Reno. Anyway, like, that is the most intellectual move and the right move, because you save gems. Now, I'll tell you this right now. I would not have enough gems to actually pity the burst. There's no way. I'm not gonna get there. And other than Lightning's costume, I'm not planning to buy any more gems at this point in time. Seeing that life is is in the way right now. There's a ton of bills and a whole lot of more different kinds of stuff reasons that I don't want to buy gems right now. Even in Exo's Heroes, I'm trying not to buy as well. I'm not currently. There's new events and stuff, new Exos pass that I can buy, but I'm not doing that. So yeah, the thing is, it's not always guaranteed, right? Yeah. But the best move in my head has always been just pull it on Reno's event, then you can grab a lot of Reno's weapons as well at the same time, and if you can get it early, then that's great. And in my head, I'm still planning to actually pass on Sephiroth's burst weapon or an LD. I mean, I might ticket his LD if I can, but I don't really plan to go all in on Sephiroth. So, despite him being one of the most popular characters in the game, I just don't feel like it's worth for me to invest on him when there's probably other characters that I would want later down the track. So, and just looking at the timeline, Cloud is up next after Sephiroth, which I would probably pull on more than Sephiroth. So to me, it's either Sephiroth or Cloud, and I'm leaning more towards Cloud. Furion, I'm not really a big fan of Furion. And then we got Ramza. I really do love Ramza, but it's not like he's my favorite character. When I first started playing Dissidia Opera Omnia, he was one of my favorite characters to play because of all the buffs that he brought. But it's not like I have to have him, you know. I think with the LD I'll be happy with him. And then we got Ultimisia, which I already own her LD, so that means I'm gonna be chasing her burst, which I'm like, I don't really want to chase for burst. Chasing for burst is like, yeah, the only time I really want to chase for burst is for characters that I really want, like lightning. It's my dilemma. So I'm asking you guys for your opinion. What would you do in my situation? There's a character that you really want, but you know, like you should really pull on the next couple of banners for that burst, because it is the best and most logical move. Yeah. And then we've got Onion Knight and then Paladin Cecil. I'm actually I'm impartial to Paladin Cecil, so I might pull or I might not. So I'll see how I feel about that when the time comes. But that is about 3 months down the line. So anyway, the question remains, what would you do in my position? Would you keep pulling right now so you can play with the burst, or would you wait for Reno's event and then pull there and then, you know, just keep using lightning anyway? But obviously there's gonna be times where you're not gonna be able to use lightning. And there are Lufenia fights where they would be like, nope, you cannot use lightning for this one, so you will have to use someone else. So you know, there's definitely times where the game or the devs will be like, no, you can't keep using this character, you have to use someone else. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below. I think I'll end the video right here. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel, and I really do appreciate all the support that you guys have given me, and I really do thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I would be more thankful if you actually follow me on Facebook or on Twitter. You don't really have to follow me on Facebook. You can add me there as a friend if you have any questions on the side. I'm more than happy to answer your question as much as I can. And yeah, leave down in the comments below how you went with this fight. Which team did you use? Let me know down in the comments below. This is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next level.